Okay, so I have started the recording. So yeah, तो कौन पहले आना चाहेगा? You can raise your hand. Okay, I will unmute you and you can speak. But I think anyone can unmute themselves. Or if you think that you don't want to speak, instead of that you want to type your message, that is also fine. Okay, so I'm waiting for some question. Am I audible, guys? What kind of question will be asked in HR interview? Okay. So Shubham, what happened is, so the main interview is the technical interview. Okay. HR interview is just mainly show up. Okay. And this is the honest answer I'm telling you. Because if you have performed, if you have an excellent performance in this technical interview, then the manager will only, or the interviewer will inform that HR that this is the right guy. Okay, and HR will definitely, just for the formality purpose, they will ask you some very basic question like why should we hire you, what is your expectation, and what is your expected salaries and negotiation. Okay, so that kind of question HR mainly ask. But yeah, you have to crack the HR interview as well. Why I'm telling you? Let's say your performance was excellent. Okay, now the company's budget is, let's say, 8 lakhs per annum. Okay, now in your HR round, you said that I need 12 lakhs. Let's say the HR said we can offer you maximum 7.5, and if you stick to 12 lakhs per annum, then definitely you will be rejected. Okay, but for those tricky questions, uh, just answer them properly. For example, the HR will ask like, where do you want to see yourself after 5 years? So some common answer is like, since you are a fresher, okay, that's why I'm giving you this kind of answer. Like in the next 5 years, first of all, I want to learn as much as possible, and after that, I want to be the best coder in the team. After that, I would like to be a senior software engineer, and after that, I want to lead the team. And probably in 5 years, I will be a good leader. That kind of question, okay. But you will definitely get dedicated uh, this soft skill training, okay, with the course after completing the course. Teacher said, sir, are the pattern questions frequently asked in the coding round? What level of coding question are most frequently seen during the any kind of programming problem uh, you might get, okay, because not only the pattern problem. I Pattern problem is the best example, I would say, that will help you to improve your algorithm skill. Okay, because at the end we follow some kind of pattern only. Hmm? So as freshers, they will definitely, it's possible that they can give you pattern questions or any kind of coding problem. Okay, and in this course we will learn around 1,000 different programming questions. Okay, and those are more than sufficient. Swapnil, and in technical round, which type of question and how to face that? See, first of all, to crack the technical round, you should have good technical knowledge. Okay, what happen is, most of the cases, what happen is the candidate go through some basic question. Okay, what kind of question? They simply do some Google search like top interview question asked in Python, or interview question on blah 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 language, or interview question for front end development or back end development. It will not gonna work. You need the hands-on experience to crack the interview round. Okay, because you can't remember math kind of question. Okay, and programming is almost same. Okay, if you do a lot of practice, it will become very easy to you. But if you try to memorize that kind of stuff, then it will not gonna help you. Okay, and in this entire FSD course, I have told you that you will solve more than or around 1,000 coding problem, as well as 4 or 5 projects, including live project. So those that amount of hands-on experience is sufficient for you to crack any technical question. How many rounds are there? So Pratiksha, it depends on the company. For example, in my last election in HCL, I have to give a total 6 round of interview. Okay, including HR and managerial round. So one HR round, one managerial round, and 4 technical round I have to attend. Same, I guess 7. It was not 6. It was 7, I guess. And I cracked interview of Tata Technologies also. There I have to attend. I have to crack 6 interviews total, including managerial and HR. And before that, I have attended one more company. I forgot the name. That is in Jewari. Okay, and they only one, two, three, four in round of interview was there. It depends on the company. Good questions. Okay, okay. So, good question. Let's see. So the demand for freshers are high, so each year a huge amount of freshers are supplied. What happens in the 5 years? Will the job is secure? No. So fresher, I don't know from where you got this option. Like fresher will never be preferred over experience. Even most of the company never prefer a fresher, because the company need to train them. Okay, and at the time of training, the company will generate zero revenue from that employee, and they have to pay for their salary for their training. That's why the company never prefer fresher. And another reason is what happened. Uh, I mean, this kind of intention we saw mostly in fresher only. Okay, what happened is they join a company with a low package like 3 LPA. After that, they get the training from that company, and after 6 months only, that they just simply jump in a different company, and in a different company, and how the different company see that candidate. They see that it is an experienced guy here, already has completed the training, so they get hired. Okay, now uh, for the first company who has hired that fresher, he simply faced a loss actually, right? Because they had spent a lot in their training as well as in their salary. So that's why company never prefer freshers over experience. The most demanded experienced person is the developer with 3 to 5 years of experience. Okay, so basically 3 to 8 is basically the experience where we do a lot of switch and we get a lot of hike. Okay. And which company here hire freshers in bulk? So these mass hiring companies like some MNC, and they hire for a different reason. They hire so that they can charge to their client. Okay, because they charge based on, like, for example, I'm telling you why they hire the freshers. Okay, most of the freshers they put them in bench means where they will not gonna work, they will only do the training and the company will pay. Okay, and whenever there is any kind of requirement, no matter what technology it is, okay, they can use them. Okay, that is the purpose of mass hiring. Okay, question then, let's see. So tell something about Geeks for Geeks. I think Geek for Geeks is the website. It is a good website, but I have not studied the entire website. So what we do is we take help from this kind of website like Geeks for Geeks and Stack Overflow when we face some kind of problem in our coding. And Richa, sir, I wanted to ask that what is the ideal way to approach a coding question? During the coding battle, I was very much blank about the logic, even though I had some idea. My code was not. I had local and global. Okay, so Richa, I will take class on this Saturday, coming Saturday, on this solution of this the question that I have given in the coding battle. Okay, and I will share like how we can solve a coding problem quickly. The first thing that we have to do while solving a coding problem is to split that question into small, small part. Try to understand the question in small, small pattern and then build the entire program. First solve those small, small pieces, then add them, merge them, and it will become your solution. And I will show you on this coming Saturday or Sunday. For increasing our technical knowledge, what should we do? So first of all, see, you guys, all of you are student, okay, or maybe 1 year's experience. Okay. Now that how it works. The day you stop learning, okay, your growth will stop. Okay, so if you want to improve your growth, or if you want to, I mean, if you want to stick to this continuous growth, then what you have to do is you always you have to learn something. Okay, so the same, even I follow the same method. What I do, I show that report to everyone. I guess that Stack Overflow report. Okay, so I use that report only to uh, you know choose the next technology that I should learn. Okay, and you have, and there are some basic concepts. Okay, so once you get into this industry, you will automatically get to know about this. Okay, like which one to learn next. It is possible that something is used in your project. So it is good, like if you have nothing to learn now, you can just learn that particular technology. It will give you some good promotion or some good hype in your own organization. Okay, but never stop learning. What factors influence salary rise and promotion? First of all, it depends on the revenue that the company generates from your input. Okay, that will influence your salary rise, salary. I mean, that basically influence the salary rise and promotion. Promotions depends on various factor. ठीक है, एक तो लोग बोलते हैं मैनेजर को जितना चाटो promotion मिल जाता है, but that is a different fact. Okay, the main fact is like the main factor is uh, how much your contribution on that particular project. Okay, and your skill. And another thing is the dependency on you. If you have a lot of dependency, okay, is there is let's say there are lots of dependency on you only because you have implemented a lot of stuff of that in that project. That's why the dependency is huge. So you will definitely get a good salary raise. Okay, and nobody cares about the promotion now. Okay, because let's say someone has a good promotion, but its salary is 6 LPA, and someone below him is getting 12 lakhs. Then I would prefer to go with the 12 lakhs promotion job. Okay, and yeah, also it depends on the company. I forgot to mention that if you work on an MNC, then they will not gonna give you a good hike. Okay, but if you work on a startup, then you become a core member of that product. Okay, so that's why you will get a good amount of hike in your salary. But for MNC, there are lots of resources. So they don't care if someone leaves the organization. So next question, let's see. You can unmute or paste your question in the comment chat box. Waiting for question. Okay, so it's a good question, Pratiksha. So Pratiksha asked, as a fresher full stack developer, what will be our work? Tell a little bit about this. Okay, so first of all, since you are a fresher, you have to go through. You will be asked to go through the entire code first. Okay, you will not get any other task than this for the first 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 2 months. Okay, depends on the company. So after that, you are done with this. So the company will do some kind of test. Okay, like they will ask you to build some kind of POC assigned by your senior. Okay, like okay, so can you build this kind of API? Can you build this type of application? Try to build it in next 3 days or 2 days, and just show that to me. So you have to prove yourself that yes, you are capable to contribute in that actual big project. Okay, after that, so it depends on your senior who took the test. Now he will simply if he or she gives that green signal that yes, you can contribute, then you will be assigned some basic kind of task. Okay, now they will also check your expertise part, because what happened as a full stack developer, someone become an expertise in the backend part, someone become expertise in the front end part. Now depends on your expertise, like how experienced you are or how expert you are, and as per the requirement you will be assigned some task. Okay, it could be like building some API if you become an expert of backend, or it could be like updating some button behavior if you are become a front end expert. Okay, so now, so they will assign you this small task, and that's it. This is how you will start your career. And if you are really lucky enough, then you might get a chance to work on a project from scratch. Let's say that one project is just the company, I mean, the organization just started that project and you are a part of the team. That is basically the best option, but it is a rare cases. Any question? So Swapnil asked, like, after experience, what will be the work as a full stack developer? So when we become an experience, now let's talk about the level of experience. Let's say now you have 2 to 3 years of experience. Then what will happen is you will get some more critical tasks in that project. Okay, like for example, when you are freshers, the task will be assigned like one API is throwing some kind of error. Can you fix it? So you have to uh, do the debugging and figure out like in which input where the code is breaking. Okay, you have to figure it out and you have to do some proper exception handling and whatever needed. Okay, now when we become an experience, let's say 2 years or 3 years experience, now the task will be like we have to implement some kind of login authentication API. Okay, or let's say you have to implement some kind of uh, background task runner, or maybe you have to implement uh, some kind of API that gonna work with an Elasticsearch or some big data. Okay, now let's say you become an experience and your total years of experience is around 5 to 6 years, let's say. Now you will be you have to do some you will become a lead kind of. Okay, like there are lots of API. Okay, or let's say the company is going to build one new product. Okay, or a small application of that product. Okay, now you will become a lead and you have to lead the entire team. So you have around, let's say, 12 or 20 member in your team. So you have to first, you will use your brain to understand how we will build the entire application, how you will build the APIs one by one, how you will design the database. Okay, and then you have to build those small tasks. And yes, you have to take the most complex tasks and you have to assign the easy tasks to your juniors. Okay, now let's say you become an 8 to 10 years experience. Now your designation will become a full stack software architect. In that case, what will happen is whenever a new project start or in your existing project, let's say some new uh, application you are going to implement. Okay, now what will be the architecture of that application? Like which database will be the best? Okay, which backend technology will be the best as per your knowledge? Okay, then which is what is the best product project structure you should follow? Okay, this kind of decision you have to take, and you have to uh, obviously you have to take the most complex task. That's the normal. Okay, now let's say you become a 10 to 12 years experience. then you will become, in many cases it happened, but in some cases people decide to be a developer only. Now you will become an engineering manager. Okay, now what is your task? In most of the product based company hire engineering manager. That means how the entire technical department will work. Okay, for example, let's talk about Uber apps. Okay, let's say you are the engineering manager of Uber. Okay, now what will happen? So Uber has around 1,000 or 2,000, let's say, software engineers. Okay, now which department? Let's say total they have 50 teams. Okay, which team will do which part of that entire application? Okay, now it is not a normal application. Okay, so you have to think about which would be the best cloud for your project. Okay, how the cloud will work, then what are the services you will do to minimize or for the minimal cost. Okay, then which technology you should use, how you can build this product quickly. Okay, that kind of stuff you have to do. This is basically what the experienced guy do. Now, what do you have the question? Okay, Anita. Sir, as a group, what is the right way to approach the problem that you give? Should it be like this, that, labor comes from some distance, nobody will think it's solved. Okay, 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 got it. Okay, okay, good. That's a good question, actually, Richa. So this is actually where the leaders came. Okay, so that's why there is a lots of difference between a leader and a manager. Okay, the concept is here. Now, a leader can be a good manager, but a good manager can't be a good leader. Okay, what it means? Leader means who will first think of his team members. After that, he will think about himself. Okay, now what is the best approach so that I mean to solve this kind of coding battle? Okay, so as a leader, let's say I am the leader. In that case, I will pick up the question at the end. First, I will allow others to solve, take the question. Okay, and now let's say I know that there is a good developer I have whose name is X. I have a bad developer, let's say, let's use the word bad. Okay, who is not that good, and his name is Y. I have another developer who is Z. This have been event. Okay, now, first what we have to do, first we have to, I have to understand my team. Okay, that I have X, I have Y, I have Z. Now, first we have to, and as a team, basically, we will decide which one is basically the easiest one. Okay, and we will assign that, and we will definitely propose that. Okay, and this one, can you take this one? Because it looks like it is the easiest one. Okay, because I can also solve this. Let's say I have given you five questions. The question one is the easiest one, question five is the hardest one. Now I know that X can solve all the questions because he's the best person in my game. Okay. Now I will allow X to choose his question at the end because everyone will try to take the easiest question at the beginning. So as a leader, what we will do is, I will do is that I will allow Y to choose his question. Okay, which one you want to take. Okay, because it is possible that my teammate Y can only solve question number three or only question number five. Okay, so that's why I will allow him or her to choose her question at the beginning. First, we will take his question. Okay, and our responsibility is to help others. Okay, and this is the teamwork. Okay, And understand now, let's think of, let's say my teammate Z is not there in is not online. In that case, we will simply skip it. We will not wait for it long time. Okay. First, we will allow my teammate Y to do a question. And at the same time, as a late, I will start thinking like how I can solve this problem. I have five questions. Basically, I have to think about the algorithm. First, I will finalize the algorithm. Then, I will start writing the code. Okay. As a team, or let's say, what's the teamwork? What the team members work? I will explain. First, I will definitely ask why. So, hey, why can you? Do you think that you can solve anything? So if you think if you can take it, then it is good. If you think that you can't solve any of the problem, then also fine. In that case, you should definitely help us in testing. There could be any because in that problem I mentioned that program should never crash in any situation. So any kind of invalid input, let's say instead of an integer, I have given a string as an input. In that case, most of the problem will crash. Okay. So that kind of testing can be done by that person who is not good in coding. Okay. And the what is the now let's talk about the team members work. So the best person is basically the head, who is basically best in coding. We will share his thought. Okay, like we can write this kind of for loop, and under that, if we do this program can be solved. Basically, if you are from a CS or IT background, you know what is pseudocode. Okay, so he will provide the pseudocode first. Okay, and everyone will comment on that. Okay, like yes, this solution looks promising. Oh no, I think its algorithm will fail when this is the input. Okay, and then we start writing the coding. Okay, this is how we take the question and solve. I think so. It's a team also. I think it matter how we solve that. Definitely others and as well as early. So early, that is one wrong thing. It's better to take 5 minutes more. Okay, but the problem and the solution should be the best solution or the proper solution. What happened, in the coding battle, the first place has been taken by the team Fury, I guess. Fury. Now, Fury was not the team who submitted at first place. They submitted on third place. But the solution was perfect, not exact perfect. That's why they got this 70. Okay. So, so you can see, right? Like they submitted in third position, but they scored that they are in the highest. Okay, so the main priority is to build the solution properly. Okay, and submit it whenever we think it is done and properly tested. Any more question? Any question? So any more question? Feel free to ask any kind of question. Oh, yes, sir. Sometimes people in order to complete fast, the approach gets wrong, like not taking time, waiting to improve the solution or something, maybe copying the solution. And so it is better to take time to the whole solution without any help from. Yes, yes, yes. Some kind of small you can take from the online. Okay, like what kind of help you can take from the online. For example, let's say you are going to write some kind of string. Okay, let's say in default, what happens is after printing that line, the cursor, okay, come to the next line. Automatically, one slash n will be printed. Okay, now you want to search like you don't want to print that slash n. Instead of that, how you can end a string printing of the string with a different character. That kind of search you can do. Uh, Basically, syntactical search you should do, but you should never do this algorithm search. Algorithm should come from your mind, from your brain, but you can take help from the internet for syntax, like how to write that kind of print statement, how to write a for loop. Let's say you forgot that. Okay, so that you can do because syntax will be memorized by you automatically. Because I saw in this last two coding battle, I found that the most of the team, okay, is in a hurry. It's like everyone started like just after pasting the question, he just, I mean, they just like the horses, okay, like I have to finish it first. That is the main approach, but that should not be the main approach. Your approach should be building the correct solution. Definitely in time, but it is very bad that you submitted at the beginning and you did one or two mistakes. I mean, the entire program is wrong. I gave something and the output is completely different. In that case, you directly got zero, right? So that is wrong. So basically, what happened? So, so I have given you six problems. Okay, 10 marks in each. So total 60, and 10 marks is where like who submitted in which place. So if the difference is 2 minutes, let's say, or 1 minute, the marks will be like almost same marks will be given. Okay, for the submission. Any question more you have asked? So वैसे करो तो बिंदास हो जाएगा, ठीक है। बस ऐसा नहीं करना है कि भागते रहो कि मुझे उससे पहले सबमिट करना है, उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला। अगर 1 मिनट का डिफरेंस है, वो तो विल गेट द सेम मार्क्स। आई मीन सबमिशन के बेसिस पे जो 10 मार्क्स रखे हुए हैं उसमें से सेम मार्क्स ही मिलेंगे। 1 मिनट का डिफरेंस था ना। प्रॉपर सोल्यूशन में ज्यादा मार्क्स है क्योंकि अगर छोटा सा गलती से आउटपुट पूरा चेंज हो गया, ठीक है, तो मतलब उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम पे आउट ऑफ 10 यू गॉट जीरो। उससे तो कुछ फायदा नहीं है ना। क्या क्या फायदा होगा 1 मिनट पहले सबमिट। और ये सैटरडे संडे को मैं दिखाऊंगा कि वो कितना इजी था ये सारे के सारे क्वेश्चन, यू विल गेट टू नो। ओके सो 10:45 ऑलमोस्ट हो गया है। आई थिंक वी कैन क्लोज फॉर टुडे। और भी जिसका भी जितना क्वेश्चन है ना किसी भी रिलेटेड टू इंडस्ट्री, उसको नोट करके रख दो। और ये हम इस टाइप के आउट ऑफ स्टडी क्वेश्चन हम लोग और भी बहुत सारे सेशन करने वाले हैं। ओके, उसमें सब लोग पूछ लेना, ठीक है। मे भी कल या परसों ऑर्गेनाइज होने वाले हैं और भी, ठीक है। जितना हो सकता है सब स्टोर करके रख दो, क्वेश्चन पूछो बिंदास। तो ठीक है गाइस, थैंक यू। आई थिंक वी कैन क्लोज फॉर टुडे। थैंक्स एवरीवन, थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। थैंक यू रिचार्ड। थैंक्स एवरीवन। बाय बाय, गुड नाइट। थैंक यू प्रतीक्षा, स्वप्निल। थैंक्स शुभम।